Welcome to our deep dive into the history of leadership in Congo, Zaire, and the Democratic Republic of Congo since their independence in 1960. The journey of this Central African nation has been marked by dramatic political shifts, coups, and moments of profound change. Each leader has not only shaped the nation's politics, but also left an indelible mark on its social and economic landscape. Today, we'll explore how each president came to power and their impact on the nation. From the early days of independence with Joseph Kasavubu, to the tumultuous decades under Mobutu Sese Seko, to the Kabila era, and finally to the current presidency of Felix Tshisekedi. We'll delve into their rise, their governance, and the legacy they left behind or are still building. So, grab a seat, maybe some popcorn, and let's embark on this historical journey together. It's a tale of ambition, resilience, and the quest for stability in a nation that has seen it all. Stick around because understanding the past is key to making sense of the present and envisioning the future. Let's get started. Joseph Kasavubu became the first president of the newly independent Congo in 1960. A pivotal figure in the nationalist movement, Kasavubu's leadership was seen as a beacon of hope for a nation emerging from the shadows of Belgian colonialism. His appointment was emblematic of a fresh start, but it was also fraught with challenges, as the region was a cauldron of ethnic tensions and political rivalries. Kasavubu's early years in office were marked by efforts to unify a nation divided by language, culture, and regional loyalties. He sought to establish a stable government, but his tenure was anything but smooth. Political instability quickly surfaced, with regional secessions and mutinies threatening the fragile unity of the new republic. The relationship between Kasavubu and his prime minister, Patrice Lumumba, was particularly tumultuous. Their conflicting visions for Congo's future created a power struggle that culminated in Lumumba's dismissal and subsequent assassination, a tragic event that sent shockwaves through the nation and the world. Despite his efforts, Kasavubu's presidency was overshadowed by these internal conflicts and external pressures. His tenure ended in 1965 when he was ousted by a military coup led by Joseph Mobutu. Kasavubu's legacy remains a complex tapestry of hope, struggle, and the harsh realities of leadership in a newly independent nation. Joseph Desire Mobutu, later known as Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Ngbendu Wazabanga, rose to power through a military coup in 1965. Mobutu's ascent marked the beginning of a new era, one characterized by an authoritarian regime and a cult of personality. His rule, which lasted for over 3 decades, was both transformative and deeply controversial. Mobutu's governance style was marked by a strong centralization of power. He established a one-party state and adopted an Africanization policy, changing the country's name to Zaire and renaming cities and landmarks. This was part of his broader vision to break free from colonial legacies and instill a sense of national pride. However, his rule was also characterized by widespread corruption, human rights abuses, and economic mismanagement. Despite his authoritarian approach, Mobutu managed to maintain a semblance of stability in a region often plagued by conflict. He was a master of political survival, adept at manipulating both domestic politics and international relations. His alliances with Western powers during the Cold War provided him with the support needed to suppress dissent and consolidate his power. Mobutu's reign came to an end in 1997 when he was overthrown by rebel forces, led by Laurent Kabila. His departure marked the end of an era, but the ramifications of his rule continued to affect the nation for years to come. Mobutu's legacy is a complex one, marked by both his efforts to build a cohesive national identity and the deep scars left by his authoritarian rule. Laurent Desire Kabila emerged as a key figure in Congo's political landscape when he led a successful rebellion against Mobutu in 1997. Kabila's rise was seen as a beacon of hope for many Congolese who had grown weary of Mobutu's oppressive regime. His ascent to power was marked by promises of reform and a new beginning for the nation. Kabila's leadership style was rooted in his revolutionary background. He had spent decades in exile, building alliances and amassing support for his cause. His return to Congo and subsequent overthrow of Mobutu were celebrated by many as the dawn of a new era. However, the reality of governing proved to be fraught with challenges. Kabila faced significant obstacles from the outset. the nation was in a state of disrepair with a crumbling infrastructure, a devastated economy, and ongoing conflicts. His attempts to rebuild the country were hindered by internal divisions and external pressures. Despite his efforts to implement reforms, progress was slow, and his administration faced criticism for its lack of transparency and accountability. Tragically, Laurent Kabila's presidency was cut short when he was assassinated in 2001. His death plunged the nation into uncertainty once again, and his legacy remains a subject of debate. While some view him as a liberator who sought to restore dignity to the Congolese people, others criticize his tenure for failing to deliver on the promises of change. Joseph Kabila Kabange, the son of Laurent Kabila, assumed the presidency in 2001 following his father's assassination. At just 29 years old, Joseph Kabila became one of the world's youngest heads of state. His rise to power was met with a mix of hope and skepticism as the nation grappled with the loss of his father and the ongoing challenges facing the country. Joseph Kabila's presidency was marked by efforts to stabilize the nation and rebuild its institutions. He prioritized economic development, infrastructure projects, and efforts to bring peace to conflict-ridden regions. Under his leadership, Congo held its first democratic elections in over 4 decades, a significant milestone in the nation's history. However, Kabila's tenure was not without controversy. His administration faced accusations of corruption, human rights violations, and a lack of political freedoms. Protests and opposition movements emerged, challenging his rule and calling for greater transparency and democratic reforms. Despite these challenges, Kabila managed to maintain his grip on power, serving as president until 2019. Joseph Kabila's legacy is a complex one. While he is credited with bringing some measure of stability and progress to Congo, his presidency was also marred by allegations of authoritarianism and corruption. His departure from office marked the end of an era and set the stage for a new chapter in Congo's political history. Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo was elected president in 2019, marking the first peaceful transfer of power in Congo's history. His election was seen as a significant step forward for the nation's democracy, and his presidency has been characterized by a commitment to political reform and economic development. Tshisekedi's rise to power was rooted in his background as the son of Etienne Tshisekedi, a prominent opposition leader. His election was a momentous occasion for many Congolese who had longed for change after decades of authoritarian rule. Tshisekedi pledged to tackle corruption, improve governance, and foster economic growth. Since taking office, Tshisekedi has faced numerous challenges, including ongoing conflicts in the eastern regions, economic instability, and the need for comprehensive institutional reforms. His administration has made efforts to address these issues, but progress has been slow, and the road ahead remains uncertain. Despite the challenges, Tshisekedi's presidency represents a new chapter in Congo's history. His commitment to democratic principles and his efforts to build a more inclusive and prosperous nation have garnered both praise and criticism. As he continues to navigate the complexities of leadership, the future of Congo remains a subject of global interest. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey through the leadership of Congo, Zaire, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. From the early days of independence to the present, we have seen how each president has shaped the nation's trajectory, facing immense challenges and leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence the country today. As we reflect on the stories of these leaders, we are reminded of the resilience and determination of the Congolese people. Their struggles and triumphs are a testament to the enduring spirit of a nation that has faced countless obstacles, yet continues to strive for a better future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Your support helps us continue to explore and share the stories that matter. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning. Thank you for watching.